And my father would always tell me, hey man, basketball ain't gonna live forever. You gotta have something to fall back on. So this was just extra cash for me to get just in case I did everything wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I planned to be a great basketball player. I did plan to be that. I also planned to figure out ways to where I'm not part of the stat that says 70% of guys when they're done playing don't have anything. I didn't want to be that. So I said, I'm going to take advantage of all opportunities. So then, when I came out, Nike was like, hey, we're going to give you a shoe. And I was like, cool, but I want to have my shoe with my own name on it. Nah, you ain't ready for that, blah, blah, blah. And then we got another guy by the name of Alonzo Mourning. You know, we already gave him this, we gave him that. So then I was like, nah. And then Reebok said, look, we're going to give you your own shoe. You're going to put your name on that thing. You can have jackets, you can shirts. So I was like, you know what? I'll take that deal. And then you watch people before you. Magic and Bird, they did it, but they did it on a small level. Mike did it to the level to where he hasn't played in 25 years and people still breaking him.
Right.
So I was following Mike. Nobody's ever going to beat Mike, but you know how it is on the block. If you can't beat him, you could be next to him though. So wherever his shoe was at in Foot Locker and Foot Action, I made sure my shoe was right next to him. So of course everybody they're always gonna pick the Mikes, but you know you may have some Shaq fans, you may have some other fans that you know may want something different. So
Right.
all my shoes did very well. Then one day I'm walking out the Orlando arena, and this lady cursing me out. You mother effers, y'all be charging our babies all this money for the shoe. And I was young in the business. I was like, ma'am, I don't make the price. But here you go. I got 2,000. Here, buy whatever you want. You ain't got to just buy it. She smacked the money out of my hand. And she said,
Mm.
somebody need to make an affordable shoe. So then I said, you know what? She's right. Because I remember coming up, I would never go in the room and ask my dad, hey, can I borrow $100 to pair some shoes, buy some shoes? He'd look at me like I was crazy. So I dropped my Reebok deal. I started my own line. And then I said, okay, who's the number one store in the world? Walmart. They got so many stores. And, you know, people that come from where we come from. I know you're from South Carolina. I'm from Jersey, Georgia. Our families don't make enough to where kids can buy $100 shoes. So a
Right.
lot of people shop at Walmart. So I did a deal with Walmart, and ever since 1995, I've sold over 200 million pair of shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's all about taking advantage of opportunities. I wish I could have, can tell the kids I did it like this, I did it like that. A lot of this stuff came. The opportunity was presented to me. I took advantage of it. I was professional with it, and I'm able to still be in business to this day.
Man, and you've done it at a huge level, and you've influenced a lot of people like Marbury and Al Harrington, who have protege. A lot of people try to take the route that you obviously paved, for many of us. And one of the things I've never had a chance to ask you is, you've been such a leader, obviously on the court. You're very welcoming in many ways amongst athletes, and we know a lot of athletes ain't like that, right? And why do you feel it's so important to be that leader from a athletic standpoint, also from a community leader standpoint?
Because we're all in this together. I remember when I first met you when you was a youngster. It does me no justice to be mean to you. It only does me justice by showing you the way, showing you how to go get it. Because Dr. J showed me the way. When I met Dr. J, he was my idol. I damn near had a tear when he came to my room at LSU, and he was the nicest guy ever. And like he gave me tips. He said, do this, do that. David Robinson was another guy. I met Bill Russell. I met Will Chamberlain, like all these guys. And then the guy that really take to the next level was Magic Johnson. Because I arrived in LA when I was 18, 19 years old, and he just showed me the way, showed me how to do it. And what I stole from him was he's always nice to people. He always shakes people's hands. He always smiles. So all my idols, I would take a little bit of what they did, and then I would, just add it to my own character. But, you know, I understand now that I'm the OG. I wasn't always the OG. I was the YG. But now when I see young fellas, I just give them game. And they can either take the game or they cannot take the game. It doesn't matter to me. But, we're all in this together. When you guys play well, everybody benefits.
Yep.
So, and then stuff that I do in the community, I've been doing that my whole life. My father always told us to go to the shelters and, all the stuff that we didn't need in our house, take it to them. If we had extra money, buy some food, do that. I remember one time, this true story, playing against the Knicks in the Garden. I had a terrible game. I think it was like my first time in the Garden. I was terrible. My father said, "Where you at?" I said, "Man, we just arrived in Orlando, getting off the plane. Bring your ass over here." My parents was living in Orlando. So I get to the house and my father was upset. "You nervous? You couldn't handle the pressure?" I was like, "Yeah, it was a lot of pressure." "Get your ass in the car." He takes me in the car and he drives me like 5 minutes from his house. And there was this homeless family that he was taking care of. There was a guy, his wife, and 2 kids. They didn't have anything. And my dad would take them money every now and then and, take them food. And he said, "This is pressure." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, that guy right there and his wife and his kids, they don't know where their next meal is coming from. And you make all this money, you got all these damn rap albums and commercials, and you talking about you got pressure. Get out. So what you mean get out? He said, "Get out and make sure they're straight." So I had to get out, make a few phone calls. A friend of mine I know owned an apartment, got him an apartment. Another friend of mine I know had to, get him a job. But it taught me a valuable lesson that, you know, we don't really have pressure. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves, but it's not really pressure. So I think that made me become a better player. And then I just really, really care about people. Like, I got a lot of people hitting me now saying, "You're doing this and you're doing that." And I said, "No, no, it ain't about me. I'm cool. But what about the guy?" Like, for example, it was a guy living next door neighbor to me because of what's going on now. 30 years at Disney, just lost his job. I feel for this guy. Like I walk around the neighborhood and I see him every now and then. And he's like, "Man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got to get a job and this and that." So it ain't about me, but I've always cared about people, and I've always been that type of guy.